And that's why you vote for Deutsch.
Yes. A vote for Deutsch is a vote for the puppies. That's
Gosh,
nice.
that was good.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll be your co-running mate. Yeah. Hi, I'm Gina. I'm here with Zoe Deutsch from The Politician, and these are her Netflix 9. So you play Infinity, which is obviously Peyton's running mate, but a large portion of your time on screen is with Jessica Lange. Icon, she is. Talk to me about Miss Lange. What was it like working with her?
A dream.
Don't eat that fast. You're gonna yak it all up like a baby bird. Spit it out. Oh, Christ, look at that. Jesus.
I love her so much, and it was such a rewarding and special experience working with her, and I was just doing my best to be as much of a sponge as I could and soak up the Langeness.
On your Instagram, you have a highlight, which I love, called, no, I'm not gonna bring out any weird receipts. I went back to 2008, no.
Yeah.
No, kidding.
That wasn't me.
You've got a highlight called Stuff I'm Bad At.
Oh yeah.
Which,
There's a lot of that, but what's on that one?
which shows you being terrible at charades.
Oh God, that was humiliating.
What's something else that you're famously bad at amongst your family and friends?
Everything.
Stop that.
And also any like 2 in the bush, 1 in the bag. Give me one. What is
You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Stuff
yeah,
like that.
I would say like you can take a horse to get milk, but it won't drink it. And people will be like, that's not a thing.
I'm interested to know who's the most fascinating character that you have played.
I think in the last year I got to play Infinity, and then right after that I played it's a character named Madison in Zombieland 2, and jumping from those two was really fascinating for me. They couldn't be more polar opposite. Infinity is diminutive and ill and isolated.
A lot of nice people heard about my chemo, and they paid for me to go to Disneyland with my Nana, and we got to skip all of the lines, and it was so much fun. Best day ever.
Then I played Madison, who's essentially an amalgamation of, or a version of Paris Hilton in 2009, with big, long, fake nails and long blonde hair and juicy couture tracks. So, getting to do those two very distinct, different voices and looks and perspectives, that was so rewarding and fun.
I have a question to ask you about your appearance in Ed Sheeran's music video, Perfect.
I thought you said my parents in Ed Sheeran's video. I was like, did my parents?
They're here!
Are my parents in an Ed Sheeran music video?
Ed Sheeran also is here. That video has over 2 billion views on YouTube. I don't
Does
know if
it?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's
Can you tell me about how that happened? How did you?
I don't know. He was like, Zoe, come to Austria and film this music video. And I said, sure, Ed, let's do it. And it was filmed in this little ski town in Austria called Hintertux, because he wanted to make it a Christmas video, even though there's a lyric that says barefoot in the grass. And I'm like, Ed, this doesn't, it's like barefoot in the grass, and we're just like frolicking through the snowy woods. I was like, okay, Ed, whatever. I have no explanation other than he was like, will you come do this music video in Austria? I was like, yeah, okay, sure.
The Politician is a show that has a lot of heart, but it's also hilarious.
We could make some money on this?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, hot damn.
Were there any scenes where you kept laughing or had to stop yourself from laughing?
There's a part of a scene that didn't make it into the show because Ben and I could not get our shit together in any way, shape, or form, and it was a very, very, it was a 3-word improv ad-lib that Jessica Lange did about the ingredients in her dish, which was a bologna cup.
And I don't give a
Smells great.
Well,
Bologna cups! Velveeta cheese and bologna. That was all she said, and the way that she said it with all of her Langeness had Ben and I crying with laughter, the whole crew crying with laughter.
The Politician centers obviously around rival political campaigns. If you were running for student body president, what obscure thing would you promise people?
First period would be puppy period, and you would spend it with a whole slew of cute-ass dogs.
It's actually really like you'd win. That's so nice.
Yeah, right? Every day would start with a puppy.
Do you have a secret talent?
I have one, and I show it in every interview, so it's so boring. But I'm so bad at so many things, and really only good at one skill that is useless. And it's making myself look like I have a facelift.
I have seen this, but I really want to see it again, please.
Okay.
What's a job that you wish you could do if money and skill were no option? I told you they'd be existential.
Neuroscientist?
Ooh.
Just because that sounds
really
smart,
cool.
and
Yeah.
my job sounds the opposite of
That's
smart.
not true.
No. What about you? What would you do? I told you to get existential.
Yeah, I know, you're right. You know, you're right. Do you know what? I weirdly wanted to be a synchronized swimmer when I was younger.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
Well, I used to swim, and then I was just like lazy, and I was like, forget it. You know, it's like when you are trying to be like a pro at stuff, it's long. So I left it, but I still kind of.
But they have like
do that.
groups of, you can go and do synchronized swimming, like
Yeah,
things.
that's true.
There's one in LA, I know for sure. I was looking into it with a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause I thought it'd be a weird, fun hobby to have.
There you go. So if you were forced to do an icebreaker
Mm-hmm.
in a room full of new people, and you're asked to tell the group one interesting fact about yourself, what fact would you choose?
I hate revolving doors and scallops, and everything else is pretty tolerable, or even good and exciting.
Why don't you like revolving doors?
They're gonna get you.
Yeah, they actually are though.
They're
They
gonna
really
get you.
are.
They're gonna get you. That's what they do. They get you.
Okay, Zoe, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you.
Have a great time. I love The Politician, by the way. You're fantastic in it.
Thank you.
And these were your Netflix 9.
Netflix 9.